Good evening and welcome to Sunset News this beautiful Sunday night. As always, we bring you news, community stories, economics, weather and sports. I am Diana Master. Let's take a look at the news making headlines tonight. SWAPO Party Youth League Kavango East Secretary Ansel Marungu has expressed joy over the termination of the agreement between Rundu Town Council and Red Force Debt Collection, alleging that it was a project that benefited a few connected persons at the expense of the masses who are finding it hard to sustain their livelihood. Marungu has been amongst those that vigorously objected the contract between Rundu Town Council that was entered into in July 2020. We are happy that Red Force is gone. It was actually not in the public interest, but it was a project that benefited a very few connected individuals at the expense of the poor people. Therefore, as a leader of the people and as the ruling party, we're very happy, Marungu said. We have been advocating for the termination of that contract. We did not see it as serving our people. They were charging our people extra money. I think Town Council is fit to do the revenue collection, he added. The contract between Rundu Town Council and Red Force ended on Valentine's Day after the local authority earlier notified the debt collecting company of their intention to terminate the contract since they continue to fail to collect the minimum 5 million Namibian dollars a month. The debt collector failed to meet its 5 million Namibian dollar monthly target since March 2021. Rundu Town Council appointed Red Force on a 3-year contract to collect debt worth over 450 million Namibian dollars owed by the residents of the town. Getting into our next story, the Landless People's Movement issued an official expulsion for Keetmanshoop Regional Constituency Councillor Gerrit Witbooi on Friday. The party in the statement cited a sequence of events leading up to this decision, including Witboi's recent actions against the party. On the 12th of February, the party confirmed that Witbooi, while in Arawab, burnt the party flag and accused leader Bernarda Swartboy of being corrupt. It is unfortunate that Gerrit Witbooi employed underhanded tactics in an attempt to paint himself as a victim or unsung hero, which is not a reflection of the reality on the ground, a statement read. Witbooi refused to comment on his expulsion when contacted. He previously accused Swartboy of pushing a smear campaign because Witbooi refused to smuggle in his aunt as the finance director in the Karas Regional Council, while someone else was recommended for the position. The Haitgom community in the Guinness constituency near Oshivelo say they are unable to report cases to the Namibian police, clinics and the local settlement office because of a language barrier, and therefore calls for the recognition of their traditional leaders as they are persistently shut out of development and educational opportunities. The San community claims that efforts at starting businesses are futile, such as the coffin making project that was started some years ago because of a lack of development support, materials and skills development. As a result, the community members are faced with a serious rate of unemployment amongst the youth. These concerns, including the lack of public toilets and water points and communal taps, were raised during an outreach program undertaken by members of the National Council. The community is also in desperate need of multilingual teachers at pre-primary schools who can effectively teach the San learners in that community, and also demanded to know where the funds directed towards them went. The community called for the establishment of a Haitgom Traditional Community Office be established for better consultation and coordination for the San community in the area. A community member wanted to know what happened to the Constituency Development Fund, as these funds, if revived, can address many of the challenges experienced by the community. The community is calling for the allocation of land and plots for cultivation to feed themselves. They further called for resettlement farms, as many have lost their land and farms through joint ventures with the elite, the report states. Now, the National Council Committee recommended that the Ministry of Urban and Rural Development and Parliament fast-track the tabling and passing of the Regional and Constituency Development Fund Bill. Parliament is also urged to enhance wider public consultation and engagement when bills are discussed and passed. Getting into our next story, over the past 33 years, the tourism infrastructure in Namibia has grown remarkably, with hundreds of new establishments in various scope, size and category developed across the country. CEO at Hospitality Association of Namibia, Gita Petzold, says that when Namibia became independent in 1990, the existing tourism industry was mainly run by a few larger tour companies such as SWA Safaris, Springbok Atlas, Oryx Tours. This was together with the larger accommodation accommodation establishments hosting incoming tour groups such as Safari Hotel, Oneuptwo Hotels, a few guest farms, as well as the ever-popular campsites and resorts inside Etosha National Park. Currently, some 5,000 tourism-related businesses are registered with NTB as the tourism sector has established itself as a key economic pillar in Namibia. These businesses include accommodation, tour operations, car rental, and tour facilitators. In our community talk segment tonight, residents of Onjana village in the Ohangwena region practice Onjabi, through which neighbors collectively assist each other by weeding their mahangu fields. More on this after the break. NMH at 1 brings you news from all across Namibia. If you would like to feature your brand or campaign on this platform, contact nmh1@synergy.com.na. NMH at 1, your lunchtime news companion. Let's get into our community talk segment. Residents of Onjana village in Ohangwena region are practicing what is called Onjabi through Ubuntu, whereby neighbors collectively assist each other to weed their mahangu fields. During this event, a goat is slaughtered, and after weeding, they feast together. The subsistence farmers in northern Namibia are currently working their fields. This video is by Enzo Amuele. In our story of the day, we take a look at Swakopmund State Hospital receiving $6,300 Namibian worth of donations.
Ohole So Nice is an entertainment show brought to you by the youth for the youth. This is a dating show that allows individuals to participate and be their own true selves. If you would like to feature your brand or campaign on this platform, contact zone@synergy.com.na.
Getting into our story of the day, in the spirit of honoring Random Acts of Kindness Day, the municipality of Swakopmund donated 40 packs of rice, 50 bars of soap, 20 blankets, 5 packs of adult diapers, detergent bars, and 100 sanitary pads to the town's state hospital on Friday. The donation was sponsored by Woolworths and amounted to the amount of $6,300 Namibian. This video is by Desiree Cassis.
Donations for us, and we are so happy to receive something for our patient here and our hospital, and so appreciating her worship in her act with us like this. It is really appreciated, with all the team coming from municipality, the deputy mayor and the CEO and all the team, and my team also. They give thanks for all the municipality efforts to raise the standard of the hospital. This is what she mentioned in her speech, her worship speech. So we are so thankful for all of this.
Ready to spread kindness. Yes! Let's go!
Prices of maize meal jumped sharply in the last quarter of 2022, with prices reaching record high levels in Namibia. We dive into the story as we get into economic news after the break.
My.NA Property Show provides viewers with the best in-class content, engaging interviews, as well as a showcase of the latest property-related products and services. If you would like to feature your brand or your campaign on this platform, contact my.na at synergy.com.na. My.na Properties, more than just a roof over your head.
Let's get into our economic news. Prices of maize meal jumped sharply in the last quarter of 2022, with prices reaching record high levels in Namibia. This is according to the Food Price Monitoring and Analysis Bulletin by the Food and Agricultural Organization issued this month. The increase is mainly the result of elevated grain prices in South Africa, the main source of imports for the country, while the high energy prices and currency weakness have inflated operational costs along the food value chain, further contributing to the rising prices. It says, along with a forecast acceleration in economic growth in 2023 with adverse implications for employment and incomes, the high food prices are expected to diminish vulnerable households' purchasing power, stressing food insecurity conditions. The report further states that international cereal prices followed mixed trends in January. Wheat prices fell, while coarse grain prices firmed marginally and rice prices increased at an accelerated pace. World wheat prices fell in January for the third consecutive month as global supply levels continued to improve, while international maize export prices firmed marginally in January. It says that after rising for much of 2022, international rice prices rose at an accelerated pace in January 2023. The FAO All Rice Price Index averaged 126.4 points in January, up 6.2% from December 2022 and 24.6% above its year-earlier level. According to the report, Southern Africa price increases of staple cereals have eased, but levels still remain exceptionally high. Although some signs of disinflation were evident in the last quarter of 2022, annual food inflation rates remained in double-digit figures in December 2022. These persistently high rates continue to cause real income losses and stress food insecurity across the sub-region. In Botswana, Eswatini, and Namibia, maize meal prices jumped sharply in the last 2 months of 2022, driven by high import costs that reflect currency weakness and the still elevated prices on the international market. At their year-end levels, prices of maize meal were at record highs. Now let's take a look at the economic indicators. The Namibian dollar trades at $18.24 to the US dollar and $19.51 to the euro. It trades at $21.96 to the pound, and 2 Namibian dollars and 65 cents buys you 1 Chinese yuan. Zinc is up by 1.81% and Brent crude oil is down by 2.51%, trading at $83 per barrel. Now, North Korea fired an intercontinental ballistic missile on Saturday in a surprise drill to confirm the weapon's reliability, which resulted in the United States and South Korea staging a joint air exercise. The full details of this story coming up after the break as we dive into international news.
The Regional Review brings you news, views, and interviews from NMH correspondents from across the country. If you would like to feature your brand or campaign on this platform, contact regional@synergy.com.na.
The United States and South Korea held a joint air exercise involving U.S. strategic bombers on Sunday, a day after North Korea fired a Hwasong-15 intercontinental ballistic missile in a sudden launching drill. South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff said the exercise, where South Korea's F-35A, F-15K, and U.S. F-16 fighters escorted American B-1B bombers, demonstrated the Allies' overwhelming defense capabilities and readiness posture. The exercise strengthened the combined operation capability and affirmed the United States' ironclad commitment to the defense of the Korean Peninsula and the implementation of extended deterrence, the South's military said in a statement. Japan's Fuji News Network said Japan and the United States were also likely to conduct a joint air drill as early as Sunday afternoon. The US-South Korea exercise comes a day after North Korea launched a long-range ballistic missile into the sea off Japan's west coast, following a warning of a strong response to upcoming military drills by South Korea and the United States. North Korea's state media KCNA said the country conducted a sudden launching drill on Saturday in an actual proof of its efforts to turn the capacity of fatal nuclear counterattack on the hostile forces into the irresistible one. Leader Kim Jong-un's sister Kim Yo-jong issued yet another warning and bristled at the United States for trying to turn the UN Security Council into what she called a tool for its heinous hostile policy towards Pyongyang. After the break, we take a look at the weather predictions. Sport Wrap is a daily show focusing on all sport news and current affairs. If you would like to feature your brand or campaign on this platform, contact sportwrap@synergy.com.ma.
Straight Talk is a debate competition for high school learners and a spelling competition for primary school learners, mostly focusing on current affairs among the youth. Contact Zone at synergy.com.na to share your products and services. Straight Talk. Don't raise your voice, improve your argument.
You're watching Sunset News. Let's take a look at the weather predictions. Partly cloudy weather is expected in the north with Enana at 36 degrees. Meanwhile, it's sunny in Ruakana at 35 degrees. Partly cloudy weather is expected along the coast with a high of 21 degrees in Walvis Bay and also 21 degrees in Henties Bay. After the break, we take a look at the sports news, and tonight, Beatrice Masilingi breaks a record in South Africa.
My.NA Property Show provides viewers with the best in-class content, engaging interviews, as well as a showcase of the latest property-related products and services. If you would like to feature your brand or your campaign on this platform, contact My.NA at synergy.com.na. My.NA Properties, more than just a roof over your head.
Chill Sessions is an entertainment show that brings you the latest hit, fashion, and entertainment news. If you would like to feature your brand or campaign on this platform, contact chill at synergy.com.na. Chill Sessions, bringing art and entertainment to the people. Starting off our sports news this evening, Namibian sprint sensation Beatrice Masilingi shattered the African record in the women's 300-meter on Saturday at the Simbine Kuro Classic in Pretoria, South Africa, as she recorded a blazing 34.60 seconds. The 19-year-old Masilingi, who is represented by the Newton Sports Agency in South Africa, moves to the second all-time on the all-time top list behind Bohemian track and field sprinter Shone Miller Oibo, who holds the 34.41 seconds record. In second place and third place were South African athletes Miranda Coetzee and Zene van der Walt, respectively. Coetzee won the race in a time of 36.48 seconds, whereas van der Walt took third place in a time of 36.62 seconds. Namibia lost 3 of its 4 one-day internationals in the ICC World Cricket Cup League 2 competition in Ketapur. 2 against the Rhinos and 1 against Scotland. The Eagles face the Scots tomorrow in their final ODI before heading to Dubai for their final 2 ODI clashes of this competition against the United Arab Emirates. With the Emirates behind them, Namibia completed its cycle of 36 ODIs. The Eagles should have earned at least 7 points in their last 6 games to edge Oman from second position on the CWCL2 standings with 44 points. However, this is now impossible for Namibia to achieve. With 3 beatings in Nepal to their credit, Namibia is currently in a pinch position and is still third with 37 points, while Oman, 36 played with 44, and Scotland with 48 occupy the second and first positions respectively. Whether Namibia can finish in third position depends on the Emirates' 10 ODIs left and Nepal 9 left. If the Eagles can finish third, they will skip the contested qualifying round in July in Botswana to qualify for the 2023 ODI World Cup in India. Closing off our sports stories, the Namibian Kickboxing Federation, in association with Namibia Martial Arts Academy and Swakopmund Fight Club, will host an open kickboxing tournament on a tatami mat on 4 March at the Swakopmund Hotel and Entertainment Center. According to event organizer Jacqueline Sass, the purpose of the event is to offer athletes a chance to practice their skills in preparation for the trials at the Namibia Fight Championships. You're watching Sunset News. If you're just joining us, we'll be back with the highlights right after this break.
Kom kuier gerus elke Vrydag aand saam met Arjougar, waar hy vooruitskouing doen van wat op die sportvelde reg oor die wêreld gaan plaasvind. Daar word op die naweek se top internasionale sportgeleenthede gefokus en plaaslike sport in Namibia asook Suid-Afrika word in oënskou geneem. Die kenners praat saam en huidige asook oud spelers gee hul mening en ons hoor grootlik sommer uit die spreekwoordelike perd se bek. Niemand weet met sekerheid wat die naweek op die sportveld gaan gebeur nie, maar iemand weet wel watter faktore die uitslae kan beïnvloed. Ons praat met daardie iemand wat weet, en soms word geheim ook uitgelaat. Vrydaande is ons in die tonnel gereed om uit te draf. Dit is jou Vrydag afspraak wat jou ingelig gaan hou alvordat die spelers uit die tonnel opdraf. Sport is ons passie, sien jou in die tonnel.
Kaap vol hoop vertel stories van die Kaap en sy mense en uit die stories en ervarings deel ons mooi en unieke plekke om te sien en te ervaar. Kaap vol hoop gaan waar die Kaapenaars gaan en gaan kuier waar die Kaapenaars kuier. Van die strande tot die wynlande en die sportvelde tot die restaurante. Ons kuier dalk sommer ook in iemand se kombuis vir daai familieresep van ouma. Ons eet die Kaapse tradisionele kosse en drink van sy beste wyne. Kaap vol hoop gesels met die gewone Kaapenaar en soms ook met die meer bekendes, maar week vir week vertel ons elkeen sy eie unieke storie op sy unieke manier. Kaap vol hoop kyk ook uit vir die Namibiërs in die Kaap. Sommige kom kuier net en sommige maak die Kaap hulle nuwe tuiste. Namibiërs in die Kaap gesels saam met Kaap vol hoop en deel self die mooi, die uniek en lekker wat op hul pad kom. In alles is Kaap vol hoop 'n program wat die mooi en die lag na vore wil bring en 'n program waar ons mekaar kan opbou en leer. Daar is hoop. Daar is 'n Kaap vol hoop.
You're watching Sunset News. If you're just joining us, let's take a look at the highlights from today's broadcast. SWAPO Party Youth League Kavango East Secretary Ansel Marungu has expressed joy over the termination of the agreement between Rundu Town Council and Red Force Debt Collection, alleging that it was a project that benefited a few connected persons at the expense of the masses who are finding it hard to sustain their livelihood. The Landless People's Movement issued an official expulsion for Cape Mansoub Regional Constituency Councillor Gerrit Fitboy on Friday. The party in the statement cited a sequence of events leading up to this decision, including Fitboy's recent actions against the party. Namibian sprint sensation Beatrice Masilingi shattered the African record in the women's 300 meter on Saturday at the Simbine Kuro Classic in Pretoria, South Africa, as she recorded a blazing 34.60 seconds. The 19-year-old Masilingi, who is represented by the Newton Sports Agency in South Africa, moves to the second all-time on the all-time top list behind Bahamian track and field sprinter Shane Miller-Uibo, who holds the 34.41 seconds record. And with that, we've come to the end of the broadcast. Make sure you join Sunset News on Facebook and all the NMH platforms on weekdays, as well as on our website, oneuptwo.com. Sunset News screens on Dstv channel 285 and Gotv channel 94 every weekday from 7:30 to 8 p.m. I am Diana Master, and this has been Sunset News. Don't end your day without us.